Okay, perfect. So it's myself and Danielle St. Pierre here with me. She does our info and referral. So I'll go ahead and get started. Just stop me if you have any questions, if I'm talking too fast or if you can't hear me, and I'll go ahead and get started. So for our welcoming family ideas, we kind of wanted to just focus on the top 3 things that we do when we welcome our families to our MFRC that can kind of be easily adaptable to other MFRCs and for you guys to implement for your families. So the first point that I wanted to touch base on was the first step on how we welcome new members and their families to our MFRC and their new community. So we are considered a semi-isolated unit, so that requires members to be screened to come to this posting. And we are very fortunate to have an excellent relationship with the base where we receive each member's screening message. So at this point, we receive the members' information and we provide them with the posting package. So that kind of contains various information. So that would be their family doctor information, information on all like the various community organizations and activities, their school registration for all the different schools in Gander, and we prepared a frequently asked questions guide. So that would kind of cover all the different, various questions that families might have before they arrive. Our vehicle registration, health card information, a town map, and all sorts of information on programs and services that we offer at our MFRC. So I tend to keep in touch with families until they arrive to ensure the transition from one posting to another goes as smoothly as possible. We do encourage our families and the members to drop by our center on their HHT or their DIT to meet our staff and see what programs and services are available. That way they have a handy-boat idea of what they can utilize before they arrive in Gander. So we figured we'd touch on this point because the posting package is easily adaptable, even if like certain bases might not receive posting messages or screening messages. We've placed a copy on our CAF Connection website for people to access, and we put our links on our Facebook pages. So we encourage families to check it out in case they haven't received a copy, because sometimes the members might not remember to pass that along to the family members. So that way, if we put it on CAF Connection and Facebook, more people are able to see it. And we always encourage the member to share this information with their family. Everyone is aware of the programs and services available. Welcome packages. So once the member and their family arrive in Gander, they do receive a welcome package, and it contains all sorts of information. So we include information and brochures for local businesses and community organizations. We have coupons from local businesses, tourism guides, information and programs and services at the MFRC and in and around the community. And so we find this is a great tool for families to become engaged with what's available in their new community and surrounding areas and help them feel connected to the new place that they're living at. One of the last points I wanted to touch on was some of the various welcoming events that we do for our families. Every year we have a family day, so that's an all ages event where we partner with PSP, and it's offered each September. So by then all of our new families have arrived and they're just trying to get settled away. So we use this as a great opportunity for families to get to know one another, and where it is an all ages event, there is something for everyone to enjoy. We also do a welcome spaghetti supper. So this is an annual event where all families are invited to attend. It's a great opportunity for families to meet one another, and we usually hold this every fall. And I guess, it's probably something that everyone can implement at each different base. And another one that we do, we find we have great success at. Each year we do a screeching. So it's for all new members and their spouses. We invite them up to the mess, and they become honorary Newfoundlanders. So they have to kiss the cod, they have to take a shot of Newfie Screech, and they have to do a little Newfie jig and, say some Newfie things. And we also offer a kids version as well. So yeah, I don't know if anybody has any questions, but feel free to ask if there's something that I didn't cover or you guys want to add in a few points.
That's excellent. Thanks, Ashley. So feel free, folks, to either unmute your microphone or write in the chat if you have any questions. So one question I have for you, Ashley, is that out of the welcome packages that you put out, what do you find are the top 3 items that are most interesting to families in there?
Okay, this is Danielle. From the welcome packages, I found that people love to get the coupons and get them out in the businesses. And businesses are not happy to give out those coupons as well. So that will be one of the items. Also, probably the phone book. Sometimes we're lucky enough to get leftover phone books from the annual year, and it's good for them. And again, school information and tourism information is also very appreciated.
Okay, excellent. And how about the for the messages that you put out on Facebook? Is there a particular way that you tailor your messages? Like, do you tend to keep them short, or do you put something in them that make them particularly attractive to family members, that make them feel like, yeah, this is a place I want to check out?
I usually try to keep it, short and sweet. I find if it's a long paragraph, sometimes they're not as apt to, read the whole thing. And usually if you attach like a visual or something, I find that works effectively. I know when I was doing up a frequently asked questions guide, you kind of have to put a little bit of humor into it. So I know one of the things was, what's the Newfoundland weather like? So we said, bundle up, it's going to be a cold one. Don't be surprised if you have snow in June.
Okay. Right. Okay. Excellent. That's great. Are there particular? I know you mentioned a few events like the Screech In and the Family Day. Are there ones that you've gotten lots of really great feedback about that people say, wow, that really made me want to come to the MFRC, or that made me want to check out what you guys offer?
I would say one of the most widely attended ones would probably be the Screech In. This past, I think a few weeks ago, it was the first time that they've done a kids version of that, and the families really, really enjoyed that. So they did it this year as like kids who were being posted out. They had, their last chance to become an honorary Newfie. And the one that's in September that they offer for adults is fun, and gives them in Newfoundland culture. Feel better connected to their community.
Oh, hang on. Your audio just cut out there for a second, Ashley. So can you repeat what you last said about the Screech In for the kids, which the families really appreciated?
Sure. So the kids one that they just recently did, so this is the first year that they've done a kids Screech In. And that went over really well. So it was a kind of a last chance for kids to get Screeched In before it was for our kids who are posted out this year. So it gave them a chance to, become an honorary Newfoundlander before they move away. And that was really well received. I think the kids and the families really enjoyed that. And the one that they do in September, so that's for the adults, and it really, it's always gone over really well. They do get a big crowd for it. And it kind of gets them, connected with Newfoundland culture and gives them a sense of community.
Right. Excellent. And so you said it gives them a sense of the community. I'm just thinking about trying to apply this to other communities across Canada as well, and the other MFRCs. So what is it? Is it the alcohol element, which is particularly attractive? Is it some sort of ritual that you have around it? Is the fact that it's very indicative of the local culture? What aspect would you say that really draws families to that?
I would say the local culture and the humor. I think they really get a kick out of it. I think the whole kissing of the cod is hilarious, and they really do get a kick out of it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know that that sounds familiar, because I believe it was Moose Jaw at their AGM. They also have a really fun event where all the staff get up and do a special dance, and it's all choreographed and that, to make it kind of fun for the family. So it sounds like inserting a fun element into the events really helps to draw people there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got we've got another question. Just going to check that under the chat. How many people do you get at your dinners?
On average, about 100 for the welcome spaghetti supper, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I have a quick question for you. When someone is newly posted to Gander, or they're just on their HHT, can they come into the actual MFRC and get one-on-one support for these same issues like driver's license, doctor, finding a school, neighborhood, that kind of thing?
So we always encourage them to drop by on their HHT. For us, especially for school registration, I always stress to the family, for us, the teachers at the school and the staff, they are looking to get their numbers ahead of time. So we have a really close relationship with them and work really closely. So if we stay connected with the member and help them get all this taken care of before they move here, it makes it a whole lot easier for both parts. Does that answer the question?
Individually then.
Pardon me?
So you do meet with people individually as well?
Yes, yeah. We always encourage them to come here on their HHT and DIT, and for the most part, members do pop in and see us.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question from Jonathan here. If over coffee at a conference you met another MFRC employee who said, you know what, like I've got a stack of to-do things so high I'm not sure I could pull any big event off, what could be something that would take me just a little bit of time that you find really works to help attract families to your MFRC?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yep. So if you met up with an MFRC person over coffee at a conference at one point and they said, you know what, I'm kind of overwhelmed with my workload right now, so I don't really have time to set up a big event and spend days on this. Do you have anything that I could kind of just spend a little bit of time on that would help to encourage families to have a really good impression of the MFRC?
So I would probably suggest utilizing your volunteers, and we do a program that we suggest when members clear in and visit our MFRC if they're newly posted here. We do a program every Tuesday morning. It's called Time for Me. So it's just, a casual, coffee and get together. So we always stress for new families to come and take advantage of that program because it is a great opportunity for others to meet, and it doesn't take a great deal of prep work.
Okay, that's excellent. Okay, so you've got another question from Devin. How do you promote your events? Anything besides Facebook, websites, etc.? Do you do anything on base in terms of distributing posters?
The only other thing we would suggest would be we do have our events distributed through the base weekly email, and sometimes we'll distribute our posters along base at different units. So I know a few times before, to make sure that we're reaching the whole population, we have distributed posters into the shacks, so our single members are aware of our programs and remember that there is something for everyone at our MFRC.
Can you describe for me what your reception area looks like? And if anything is done specifically from an organizational culture perspective of welcoming someone who comes into the sector?
So our reception area is right next to our, living area type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fairly open concept that we have.
And is it one person's responsibility to greet people, or is it everybody's responsibility?
I would say it's kind of a team effort. We do have one person at our reception area, but we're always coming down and making sure that all of us have met new members and stuff like that.
So if I understand you correctly, there's a place just to hang out in your center that you don't have to have a particular reason to be there. You can hang out?
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
Okay, so we've got a comment here from Haley. In Moose Jaw, every single Wednesday we do Welcome Wednesday. We put coffee and treats on for our community. It's very well attended every week and such a great way for our community to make great connections with other families. Is there anyone else on the web exchange right now who has found a particular event or message or any kind of communications with families gets a lot of uptake from families? Feel free to write in the chat or unmute your mic.
Hi, it's Erin from Comox. Can you hear me?
Hi, Erin. Yep.
We're in the process of setting up a geocache for families that are just getting posted in. Geocaching is Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you okay, yeah.
Geocaching is a really popular activity on Vancouver Island. I'm not sure about the rest of the country, but I think it's catching on. So I've reached out to the local legions and requested if we can put a little geocache on site. It'll get people in the door to the Legion, and it also helps them learn a little bit about the local Legion, helps really foster that partnership. And we're going to actually do a set of them, and so if the families find all 5 or all 6 of the geocaches that we set up, each of those geocaches will have a letter in it that spells out a word. The family can come back to the MFRC, give us that word, and then get some free swag for participating. So we're trying to get that set up right now. I literally just sent an email a couple days ago to get that going, but I think that'll be a popular event just because that activity is such a popular one here on the island, and it's totally free. It's all you need is some good waterproof Tupperware, and that's pretty much the whole investment.
That's great.
Right on. That's excellent. And by the way, if any of you on the WebEx right now, if you have any communications, photos, event descriptions, anything like that, that I can either put on a PowerPoint or just upload as images, I'm happy to put them as links underneath the web exchange just so that we can all share the great ideas that seem to work well in the community. So from Cheryl, we've got during APS, we do park fun every second week where we meet up at local parks. These have proven to be very well attended and is a great casual way for families to connect and explore their community while they're at it. And then at Suffield, they have a welcome event every 2 months, both on and off site. So that's excellent. And again, feel free to send in any photos that you have, and I'm happy to upload them just so that it gives people a starting point, especially when they're new to an MFRC or new to their job. If you give them a starting point and give them an idea of what works really well, that can save them hours or days of time.
Does anybody do anything specific for the minority language in the community when it comes to welcome events?
Erin from Comox again. We have actually really made a wholehearted effort to reach out to our Francophone community because it's quite large here in Comox, surprisingly, and we haven't had any luck. There is a local Francophone association about half an hour from us, and they really have a foothold on the community. They offer a lot of great events, and so we've learned from our experience that it's not really needed, as there's already an agency in the community providing that, but that's just the Comox experience.
Thank you. Okay, so Ashley, you mentioned that your MFRC offers an annual Francophone wine and cheese. Any other locations that find a minority language? It might be a Francophone location that offers some sort of event to Anglophones or vice versa.
Hi, Jonathan. It's Kim in Greenwood.
Yeah.
What we do, it's been pretty successful for us. Is we participate with a Francophone organization as well, and every fall we do a big corn boil at a local corn maze. And, you know, we get a tremendous turnout from our Francophone population and got some great feedback from them. So we started something we call our Franco Cafe. And every Wednesday, Francophones can come into the center and we set up coffee specifically for them so they can make that connection with folks in their own language. And it's pretty packed. It was something we just tried on, you know, a one-off, and now it's become a staple program every Wednesday morning.
Excellent. That's great. I'm just writing down a few of these ideas. And then Marge mentioned our French Services Coordinator is holding a pig roast in September, and she also hosts movie nights. That's great. Okay, so we're just about out of time, but by all means, like I said, please feel free to send in any information that you found really useful, or photos, anything like that that might be useful to other MFRC staff if they're looking to create a really good first impression with families at their MFRC. And this is being recorded, so we'll make sure the recording is up on